Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is August 22nd, 2025, and the top cryptocurrency news is as follows. We'll start today's episode with stablecoins, starting with Tether and Circle, who met with banks from South Korea. The reason for the meeting seems to be to solidify some kind of partnership, as South Korea is now passing laws on stablecoins. Moving on to ETFs, we see very small numbers as of August 21st, 2025. Bitcoin ETFs without BlackRock have net outflows of $66 million, while Ethereum ETFs without BlackRock have net inflows of $54 million. Numbers, as I said, very small numbers. Continuing with ETFs, let me tell you that the company Tidal Trust II also wants its own ETF. For this reason, it has filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, to have its own XRP and Solana ETFs, which will have 150 to 200% leverage. Continuing on in exchange news, Gemini has been licensed by MyCA in Malta, expanding its European reach, so now we have another exchange to choose from. And from our centralized exchanges, we move on to decentralized exchanges with World Liberty Finance, Mr. Trump's DeFi, where we learned that its stablecoin USD1 has been licensed by Coinbase. It is now available on that exchange, making it very easy for investors to buy it. Continuing with stablecoins, we turn to MetaMask, which, as we reported in previous episodes of Crypto News, has been planning its own stablecoin and has now made its first announcement. MetaMask's stablecoin will be called mUSD and will be located on 2 blockchains. More specifically, this stablecoin is integrated into the MetaMask DeFi ecosystem. Its launch is expected later this year without a specific date. mUSD will be available in wallets on both Ethereum and the Linea blockchain, which is a layer 2 developed by MetaMask's parent company, Consensys. Additionally, MetaMask claims to enable mUSD as a payment method for its physical card, which is backed by MasterCard. So this is yet another stablecoin entering the crypto market. Now that the genius laws have been passed in America, we're likely to see many more emerge. According to Coinbase, the stablecoin market could reach $1.2 trillion by 2028. Speaking of stablecoins, let's move on to Ethena, which has now surpassed $500 million in total revenue. We learned this from a tweet by ETH, which simply announced the amount. This is very important because a project that does not generate revenue, as you understand, means that no one is using it and most likely will not survive in the future, based on the fact that its development is clearly completed and is not being developed further. Let's also note that Ethena managed to reach 3rd place among stablecoin providers. According to DeFi Llama, its capitalization is $11 billion, although it is far from USDC, which has $67 billion, and even more than Tether at $167 billion. Moving on, we come to the big event of our days, Kanye West's meme coin. Kanye West has launched his official coin, which is called YZY. This meme coin was announced late yesterday afternoon with a simple tweet that said, "A new economy built on chain." With this message alone, he invited people to buy the coin. Let's just say that the website he published is the poorest website that Crypto News has ever seen, as you can see for yourself. Despite this, the coin managed to enter the top 35 and reach a capitalization of $3 billion in 40 minutes, as other articles report. After a while, of course, the coin completely collapsed, in 3 to 4 hours to be precise. From the $3 billion it managed to reach, its market cap is now worth $100 million, and it's going down and down. Let's just say that obviously as a celebrity coin, there are also insiders. Let me tell you that a wallet that sniped the Kanye West themed token YZY to another set of wallets behind the Libra token, suggesting that the same operator extracted tens of millions of dollars using insider knowledge. And what's more, according to other blockchain researchers, 94% of the supply of this coin is insider owned, and 87% of these coins were in a multi-signature wallet. That is, a wallet that requires multiple signatures. In other words, it's a wallet owned by 5 people, and for a transaction to take place, 3 out of 5 have to sign. What I'm saying is an example. I don't know how many people are involved with this wallet, so obviously most of the coins were held by a few people, and that's exactly why the currency collapsed so quickly, as you can imagine. And in addition to the collapse of this coin, other coins also collapsed, because apparently there were coins of Mr. Kanye West on the market that had nothing to do with him. However, investors believed for some reason that it was his, and as soon as this person published the real coin that he made, the rest of the fake coins collapsed, because the liquidity shifted from them to the genuine one. And it's time to look at the market, with Bitcoin at $113,000 and the price immediately falling to $112,000 yesterday. And the reason is that the market is overloaded these days and overly sensitive to anything, like a statement made by Cleveland's president, Ms. Beth Hammack, which stated that she would not support cutting interest rates if she were forced to make a decision tomorrow. Her specific statement is that with the data that I have right now and with the information that I have, if the meeting were to take place tomorrow, I would not see any reason to cut interest rates. First of all, as we know from crypto news, the meeting is in 26 days, and there are a lot of people who have to vote on whether or not to cut interest rates. But because there was this specific statement and because the market is oversold, Bitcoin has reached $112,000, and we are waiting today for Mr. Powell to come out and give his speech in Jackson Hole so we can see if we get more information. And as all of this is happening, the US Treasury is buying back debt ahead of Powell's Jackson Hole speech, and it's buying back $4 billion worth of bonds. That wraps up the top news for crypto today. Is August 22nd, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone, and have a good day.